The bell above the diner door jingled softly as Maria stepped inside, the cold following her like an unwelcome guest. Christmas Eve lights flickered faintly in the window, but inside, the warmth felt fragile, like it might disappear at any moment. She tightened her grip on the hands of her twin daughters, Lily and Rose, both 6 years old, their matching coats a size too small, their eyes bright with excitement she didn't feel she deserved to encourage. Maria checked her pocket again out of habit. $20. That was all she had left until next week, and next week felt impossibly far away. No tree, no gifts, no dinner waiting at home. Just this diner, this moment, and the hope that one warm meal might make Christmas feel real for her girls. They slid into a booth near the window. Lily pressed her nose to the glass, watching snow drift lazily past the streetlights. Rose climbed onto the seat and whispered, "Mama, this place smells like pancakes." Maria smiled, even though her chest hurt. "Maybe next time, sweetheart." When the waitress came, Maria ordered carefully, 1 plate of spaghetti and 3 waters. She hated the way her voice sounded when she said it, like she had to explain herself without words. The waitress nodded without judgment and walked away. The girls didn't complain when the single plate arrived. They twirled noodles slowly, giggling as if sharing was part of the fun. Maria watched them eat, pretending she wasn't hungry, pretending this wasn't the hardest Christmas Eve of her life. That was when the door opened again. The laughter in the diner dipped, not sharply, but noticeably, as 6 large men walked in together. Leather jackets, heavy boots, tattoos crawling up their necks and hands. The unmistakable winged skull patches on their backs read Hell's Angels. Maria's stomach dropped. She'd learned long ago how people looked at men like that. Fear first, assumption second. She instinctively pulled her daughters closer, her mind racing with old warnings and worse headlines. The diner suddenly felt too small. The bikers took a long booth near the counter, their presence filling the room. Their voices were deep, rough, but not angry. Still, Maria couldn't relax. She focused on her girls, wiping sauce from Rose's chin, whispering softly so they wouldn't notice her tension. Lily looked up suddenly. "Mama, can we get dessert? It's Christmas Eve." Maria swallowed hard. Maybe not tonight." Lily nodded, trying to be brave. That hurt more than if she'd cried. Across the room, one of the bikers noticed. He was older than the rest, gray threading through his beard, eyes sharp but tired. He watched the table quietly, noticed the single plate, the way the mother didn't eat, the way the girls shared without complaint. Something shifted in his expression. He leaned over and said something to the others. Their laughter stopped. One of them glanced toward Maria's booth, then another. Maria felt heat rise in her face. She stared down at the table, praying they'd look away. Instead, the older biker stood up. Every muscle in Maria's body went rigid as he walked toward them. His boots were loud against the floor. The diner went silent enough to hear the hum of the coffee machine. He stopped beside their booth, removed his gloves, and spoke gently. "Ma'am, hope you don't mind me saying so, but your girls are doing a fine job sharing." Maria looked up, stunned. His voice wasn't threatening. It was warm, human. "Thank you," she said quietly. He glanced at the empty spot on her side of the table. "You didn't eat." She hesitated, then told the truth. "I'm not very hungry." He didn't push. He just nodded once, then turned back toward the counter. Moments later, the waitress returned, not with the check, but with plates, real plates. Burgers, fries, pancakes, hot chocolate crowned with whipped cream. Then more followed, and more. Maria shook her head, panic rising. "I didn't order this. I can't." The waitress smiled softly. "It's taken care of." The biker returned, standing a little awkwardly, like he wasn't used to moments like this. "Christmas is for kids, and for moms who try this hard." Maria's eyes filled instantly. "Sir, I can't accept." "Yes, you can," he said gently. "No strings, no pictures, just dinner." Lily stared at the plates like they were magic. "Is this for us?" He crouched slightly to her level. "Every bite, kid." The girls laughed, pure and unfiltered, and something in the diner broke open. Other patrons smiled. Someone wiped their eyes. The tension evaporated, replaced with something warm and rare. The bikers returned to their booth, but the night had changed. They didn't just eat. They laughed with the waitress, joked with the cook, slipped extra cash onto the counter. One of them placed a small wrapped box near the girl's table when Maria wasn't looking. Inside were two small stuffed bears. By the time Maria realized, the bikers were already heading for the door. She stood, heart pounding, tears falling freely now. "Thank you," she called out. "You didn't have to do this." The older biker turned back, smiling softly. "We know," he said. "That's why we did." The door closed behind them, the bell jingling again. Maria sat back down, holding her daughters close, surrounded by warmth, food, and something she hadn't felt in a long time: hope. That Christmas Eve, a struggling mother walked into a diner with only $20 and a heart full of fear. She walked out with full bellies, smiling children, and a reminder she would never forget: that kindness doesn't always look the way you expect, and sometimes angels ride motorcycles.